Yes. First of all, I welcome you to the Frequency Group, Amazon Associate. I'm happy to meet you today. And I think our meeting will be very short and also progressive. First of all, the reason for the meeting is we at Amazon, we want to encourage people in the pageantry to also write books, articles, anything in branding. So such beautiful people. So after the interview, we can also help you get you onto Amazon mainstream accounts individually to just sell themselves. None of the day they win for the Miss World, to also give them the glamour. Yeah. We have a page where every single hour 3,000 people watch. And so that's why I thought it's necessary that we need to start doing this. But most of the African candidates are very, very beautiful. But because of the networking and glamour and numbers, sometimes, yes, in the United States and other places, people begin to market and brand themselves for years before they even enter into the pageantry. So we want to serve you that line. And then after the winner is declared, we also help write books, stories. It all help you for the next contest. So we want to be your partner and support you, not only today, all the time. Yes. I'm George Kwekunti, CEO of George Kwekunti Group.
Thank you so very much. We're so glad to be here. Before I say anything, I just want to say that Echo Earth Foundation is a foundation that has been established to look into things pertaining to environmental preservation. And having worked in this area or department for 19 years now,
wow,
we can tell you for a fact that there are so many angles that we can use to approach environmental preservation. And one of the angles is, like you have said, writing. These beauties here have different, how do I say it? They have different talents. They're endowed in unique ways. So some have the ability to express themselves better in writing. Some have the ability to express themselves better in talking. Some have the ability to do that in singing. And so I believe that the partnership with Amazon would also expand our modus operandi, our scope, our horizon, in terms of promulgating the environmental preservation, both in Ghana and abroad. And as we speak, even the headquarters of Miss Earth has started activities on the international level. So we're just waiting to coronate on Saturday so that the winner would, join with them. So it's a welcomed partnership. I must say that this is so timely, especially as we celebrate our 20th anniversary next year. It's going to be big because 20 years in pageantry, especially pageantry that has such a cause that affects everybody globally. I think 20 years is a milestone and has to be celebrated with some sound, with some loudness. So we would like to do it with Amazon.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm very much impressed because I used to tell my father that we have talent here.
Yes.
In this world, 21st century, it's all about digital marketing.
Exactly.
It's about books. Elite world. They want to know your brains. What do you think you can do?
Exactly.
It's supposed to. We'll go a long way. I'm ready to help you all.
Wow. What do you say to that?
Oh yes, they are very beautiful. I can't be a judge. I will never be able to choose this very beautiful woman.
So,
wow.
by way of introduction,
I'm Zoe Saki.
Oh wow.
Zoe
I'm
Saki.
Maria Blankson.
Wow, beautiful.
All Hemina Moses Lano.
Oh, I see.
Nelo Foriwan Paving.
Oh,
Delight April Nate.
wow. You people are so gorgeous. I can't be a judge.
Yeah.
So I will personally will interview them, okay. And then I will personally take them a little bit about African history, world history, and how far they can take their talent and beauty too. Because Africa, they can't compete us in anything. Is
That's
that
true.
branding is what now we want to attach it to our
Exactly,
systems.
exactly.
And then we will beat everybody. You can win everyone.
And it's very interesting you're saying this. I think we're going to talk after now because there is something on Iconic Africa that we're working on. So we'll talk about it. I think.
You are very pretty too yourself.
Thank you. I'm trying to look like her.
Oh yeah. Very good woman.
Yeah, seriously. Right. So yeah, here are they. Some are not able to come because of school. You know, this is the first quarter of the session. So some have exams and all that. So so these are the people that can be here.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I think you left out your own introduction.
Oh, sorry. I am the servant of Echo Earth Foundation, the chief servant.
Oh, beautiful.
And this is the CEO,
Oh,
my
no.
boss.
Welcome.
And this is the second boss,
Yeah.
Marcus
Mm.
Bentil. And of course, that's our queen mother.
Yeah, I want to
Mayfair.
say too. The powerful woman I know.
Yeah, so you can call me Nkechi or Rosia,
Oh.
whichever one is easier for you.
Wow, that's good. That's good. So I'm very much impressed because as I said, we have a mission for 30 years to ensure that most of the activities here in Africa, especially Ghana, need to be documented, especially when they are also building this African cathedral, like the cathedral for.
Exactly.
It's not people think it's just a church. No, it's a monument, a message to send for 1,000 years for the world to know that Africa also we are with the Lord.
Exactly.
So they have a place they will store historical monument stuff,
Exactly.
and we will make sure that we will add the book aspects.
represented.
Yes,
I
we
love
will
that.
we will leave history imprints
I love
and
that.
all that. So
I love
I just want to encourage you that what you are pursuing is a very good cause. I know a long time ago, Africa has we have witnessed most beautiful people from our group. Just that immediately 331 BC, when the Alexander the Great won the battle against the Persians, they were able to also rule the world, and then they even said they brought education. That's not true, but since that day they started trying to write our name off, and it has been like that throughout up to almost about 3,000 years. So now we believe that Africa is waking up because writing began in what do you call it, Egypt. That is 5,000 years ago. We were late. I mean, we built pyramids. We did a lot of things. So if somebody was asking me how did the whole world history goes, a lot of people don't know. Sometimes they undermine Africans. If you are an African woman, you are the most powerful woman because we have something they don't. And if you just harness that character, you can go anywhere. For example, you've heard about Cleopatra. He was a seducer, one of the most beautiful people. You have about Rahel, you have about Esther. They were all black people. Just that people want to claim them. But 21st century, there are no room for lies. So I want to say that, let me take it back from how the whole world civilization has begun so that we can take it from there. It's not going to be long. The whole thing started 8,200 years in Mesopotamia, modern day Palestine. They are fighting. And descendants of Cush decided to build civilization. They were the first to tame horses. They were the first to try to domesticate animals and started civil governance. So, what they call it, Mesopotamia later became Babylonia. And then Babylon became so great that they wanted to build the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel in the Bible, it was black people who ruled because King Nimrod II, he established everything. At that time, the white people were not close because the descendants of Cush built Mizraim, that is Egypt. They also built Phut, became Ethiopia, and Canaan became Babylonia. And then Abyssinian Empire, that is Libya. This Libya you see is an ancient. These were the 4 elite nations on the planet. This is the truth. Flavio Josephus was alive when Jesus was alive. He documented everything. We have Herodotus, we have historians who have wrote them down. But when Babylon became so mighty, in fact, Babylon was so mighty that he governed the whole world. Every nation were under Babylon. And then military, science, archaeology, architecture, everything. Babylon and a sister nation, Egypt, also took over. Egypt also ruled for 30 centuries. So Egypt and Babylon were one of the most powerful African nations. Recently, there was a group that I was in. I didn't even know that it is a Oxford University Press. They were about 400,000. And then they posted something. I said, you are wrong. And I brought the original. And a lot of people were just attacking, but others realized that we are tired that they've been lied to, because education, let me say that this academic education system they brought is also partly indoctrination, trying to wipe our history out. I'm trying to say it to let you know that wherever you find yourself, nobody is your competitor. You are a queen already. We African women are queens already. So you don't need, they can't compete you. That's one thing you should know. And so Babylon did well, and then let me say 550 BC, the Persians also decided to bring their name in history. These Iranians, and they are now in Iran, and then they are now in Dubai. Those Persians decided to also bring their destiny into the system. They conquered Babylon. It was a fight. They conquered Babylon, and then they also took over for 200 years. After Babylon, Egypt has ruled for almost 30 centuries, built a lot. So they also tried to bring their destiny into the system, but they wanted to make everybody Islam. So most of the West Africans, we migrated from the Babylonian Empire and we came here. Some of them also went to Egypt. So when they were ruling, they tried to weaken Egypt. So Babylon fell. And then they also ruled after the 200 years. King Darius was the last king of Persia. And Alexander the Great was educated by Aristotle. Aristotle was educated by, Babylon. All these people went to school in Babylon, So the question is, we trained them. Now they are beating us. Now we need to regroup and take the power. And so I want you to know that you are an African woman. You are powerful. You have the confidence. Nobody is your co-equal. You will win anything. Just understand that system. Because wherever you go, they will fear you. If you have the understanding of who you are, there's no problem. So when Babylon collapsed, we West Africans came here. We formed another empire called Carthage. Carthaginian Empire. If you have heard somebody called Hannibal, Hannibal was a warrior. Carthaginians were a black civilization. They also built the remnant of Babylon. And then Rome was also springing up. So Rome and Babylon were rival. Now, what happened is that Alexander the Great conquered Persia. That is 332 BC. And then the first white people to civilize were the Greeks. And then they tried to steal our history, write our names off, did a whole lot. So that it has been going on for generations, for almost 3,000 years. And when you see an African and then they try to tell you that you are below them, that's not true. They can't compete us in learning, they can't compete us in anything. In the United States, one man gave a lecture. I hope I'm not talking too long.
No. We're enjoying
All right. One man gave a lecture, and then he appeared and he said that the Western civilization they are trying to bluff about is not true. America is a pool of people from different races. Blacks, Hispanic people, all races, Arabs, Jews, they are all there. And then NASA itself, how many percent of NASA people are pure white Americans? That's the question. Indians, blacks, Ghanaians can boast of 6 NASA scientists. Yes, even recently, there is one man, what is the name? He said, I will search his name for you. He designed a robot for the Mars. They couldn't do it for generations. He did it. So the whole thing that I want you to know is that when the Greek took over, they decided to conquer. So Alexander the Great conquered Persia. He conquered Hindu Kush, that is the Indian. He conquered Europa. And then he wanted to conquer Ethiopia, this modern Ethiopia. The people who migrated from Babylon, most of them also went to the modern Ethiopia. So in the ancient days, Ethiopia, when you say Ethiopian is a black person or people of burnt faces. And so Alexander the Great was defeated in Ethiopia. Nobody is talking about this history because Shakespeare came into the system. He began to lie about racial histories and that stuff. You know about Rome and Mark Antony and all these things. How many people know that Hannibal defeated Rome on their own ground, killing 60,000 soldiers? That is one of the most baddest Roman history they don't want to talk about. And Ethiopia defeated Alexander the Great. That is 331 BC before his campaign to Egypt. So because he didn't know how, because we Africans wanted to fight to protect our lands. We don't care about you. We want you to live. We want to live, but they want to conquer everyone. And so that battle is so important. And then after the conquest, after his defeat, he decided to go to Egypt to cover it. At that time, Persia has weakened Egypt, so he was able to conquer Egypt, but it wasn't easy. It was the most greatest battle he has ever fought. And when Alexander the Great won, his mission was to win the whole world so that there will be one king. And then, so since that day, he conquered 2/3 of the world, except Ethiopia. And then when Rome also, after Alexander died, his empire were divided into 4. And then later, there was a lot of battle. So the Romans, we call some people called Celts. Even Rome was established by some black people. We call them Etruscans. And these people started building the remnants, and then they took over. So when Rome defeated Carthage, they decided to burn everything, destroy all the monuments, and even sorted the whole land of Carthage so that history will not remember Carthage. So these white people have also, I'm not talking about races, I'm an African, this is just history lesson. So they try as much as possible to also bring their name into the system. So naturally, they are not doing themselves harm. They are trying to win. So I just want you to know the history background of how the world civilization came. So the Greeks also lost to the Roman Empire, and Roman Empire ruled for 800 years. They also wanted to defeat Ethiopia. Ethiopia defeated Augustus Caesar in a battle. Ethiopia has been the only African nation that has never been conquered. So that is the truth. So what happened is that the first university on the planet is University of Al Qarim in Morocco. So if somebody says we are illiterate, how can we have the first ever university on the planet? That's one thing. So after Roman Empire collapsed, then Carthage is also gone. Ghana Empire rose up in our area and then became Songhai Empire, and then most of the people in Ghana here came to this country. So we were in Babylon, we went to Carthage, we went to Ghana Empire, Songhai Empire, and some of them came here. So we are an ancient people. Many scholars even say that most Ghanaians are part of the lost tribe of the Hebrew group. Well, that's also can be true. So I just want you to know that you are from a very powerful ancestral background, and whatever you want to do, you add your skills, you can do anything. That's what I want to. And then anyways.
This is scholarly.
Listening. It was very interesting.
Yes, and then later tonight, I didn't add is that, after the Roman Empire, the most powerful empire that has also been truly global is the British Empire. The British people has also decided after the Second World War, decided to conquer 52 states. And now, as we speak, when the black people were ruling, that is Hebrew language were popular. I met a philosopher at Egypt, and he told me that if I can come to Turkey, he can show me an inscription written in Twi language 5,000 years ago by soldiers who went to war. So this Twi language is the typical Hebrew language. Just that other people, the one that they are speaking in Israel right now is Yiddish. They have mixed it with some, but we don't say them. You see, these people want to do something. They want to also do something benefit to them. You can't tell them that they are wrong. They are trying to. The word is like power play. So the British Empire ruled for 110 years, and then they lost after the Second World War. The First World War, you see, they rose up from that because they manufactured the Schengen. So you meet them in battle, they defeat you. So Africa was like after we just went down. Though the British Empire took over, and then they lost in 19th century to the Anglo-American Empire. So we have been living in Anglo-American Empire for 75 years now. Yes, America dictates things. That is how it is. So now, we don't know now, other people are rising, the Chinese are also coming, the Russians want power, and then there's another group called, mostly people say it is conspiracy world, new world order. Yeah. So the world is now, we don't know, historians are trying to watch what will happen in this century, whether another group will take over or not. So this world has been one group will rule, they will fall, another group will come.
Yeah, that's I'm following biblical prophecy.
Yes.
That's the period we are at now. Biblical prophecy says that we'll have divided nations, and that is what we have. So there is no one power that will come to dominate as before. Is this one will come, do something, and then another one will take over, and it's going to be like that until the end of time.
That's beautiful. So that's little bit history lesson, and then I just want you to know that this world will never be the same again. We are entering into a revolution. You see, at first we were in agricultural age, where if you are hungry, you go to farm, you catch animal, you eat. If you don't go to farm, you die. Now we went to agrarian age. People have to farm. So number of farms you have, either animal farm or citrus or whatever. Yes, we went to golden age. And then number of goods. So after the golden age, we came to, let me say, industrialization age. After the Second World War, now people need companies, people need officers to work. We went to, that one also collapsed. Now we enter into information age. Now we are entering the digital age. Yeah. What they are doing right now in the next 10 years from now is, if you want anything, they will implant it in your brain. Artificial intelligence. It's a very fluid area we are entering. So digitalization is going to take over. And whatever you are doing, you're supposed to be online. You're supposed to understand the e-commerce system is going to take over. So 21st century is going to be e-commerce. It's going to be robotics. It's going to be artificial intelligence. So that's why it is very vital that I decided to help. Most Ghanaian books are here. They are not online. One white man told me that Africans don't write. And I said, who told you? We write books. We have a lot of books here. They are in shelves. So my job is to ensure that we publish them online. We send them for international review. People like McDonald, I've done some job for him. I've done some job for other prominent people. The Rochers work, we are doing it. So we want to turn your beauty as talent into books at the same time. We have books, we have mini books, we have articles, whatever you want to show. And then you can also we promote your videos on Amazon. So there are a lot we can do together. And I'm determined to support your cause because you have done so much for Ghana.
Thank you. We're grateful.
Thank you.
So ladies, there we go.
Yes.
That's an intellectual sitting right in front of you.
Can I ask any question?
Any question for him in his domain?
Okay, let me say, I am a writer. I've written 16 books. Yes.
I am still struggling with my...
Yes, and in writing we have different genres. We have fiction writers, we have playwrights, we have what do you call it, poetry writing, we have motivational, academics, novel. So by God's grace, I am 7th-genre writer. I was into banking and I decided to establish this organization, and Amazon gave me an associate. He said, George, we can work with you. So now I'm trying to support anybody. We list businesses. If you have any NGO project you want to do, you want the world to know, you enlist your project on Amazon so that the whole world will know. Because Amazon is now, the e-commerce, they have taken 75%. They control what we do. And that is where we stand. Okay.
You work with just books, or because I'm a painter, I paint a lot, and I'm trying to sell my paintings online, but I've been finding problems because you have to register accounts, and in Ghana here we don't have the right information you are supposed to have to register into such. Yes, so.
Okay, yes, we sell painting. We will help you sell your paintings. You have more money to sell because paintings are very expensive on Amazon. So we will deal with you and support you sell your paintings. Whatever paintings you want, you have. I will take a shop at Amazon. Amazon is like a shopping mall. So I have to take a shop for you for your product. It's not only painting. If you have boutique projects, if you have anything that's sellable, if somebody wants your painting in Russia, Amazon will notify. I'll create an account, put your number, and ensure that they will notify you. There's a place you take you to. They will ship it, and then you will get more money. So it's a good idea.
Because
You will support you.
Trying to get other.
So you see,
yeah,
it's been a blessing.
yeah, it has.
Because I write a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a writer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. So we will publish your book for you so that you start receiving royalties. For example, when we write, bring your book.
Like sharing my stuff.
Yes, when you bring your book, we will publish it on Amazon. So the publishing on Amazon is 3 formats. That is the e-copy. When you want the e-copy, you click on the link and then you buy the e-copy. It is 2 minutes. They will send it to the person's phone. It's phone to phone. So if you buy, you buy a book, they'll send it to your phone. When you have a reading app, you can read it. And then when you can't share them. If this lady wants to buy, you have to also buy. That is one aspect. So we call it Kindle edition. And then we have the paperback edition. The paperback edition is when we will do it on a print demand, so that anybody anywhere in the world want the book, the Amazon will print it without you paying any peswa, and then they will ship it to the person, and then they'll pay you royalty of 70%, and then every 3 months they will declare your royalty to your account. So when we publish it, we also send it to US. I work with Keki's Reviews. They have been in the system for over 80 years. Your book has to pass through their hands so that they read it and certify that this book is good. They recommend it to the world. And then
mostly pieces.
yes.
Like poetry and like articles that I write. Yeah,
Okay.
but mostly
I believe she
pieces.
can bring it together.
Yes, so when you bring it, we do content structuring for you,
Mm.
and then you make it.
I don't think it will all be in one book.
Yes, if we can divide it how you want it.
Mm.
Poetry, you can have maybe first edition, second edition, and then we will publish it for you. So people love poetry a lot, and then so when we do it that way, if you want it to go more global, we have to send it for international review in UK or US, and then they will see it, they will recommend it, and then from there we start receiving royalties. It's a good start. Yeah. If anybody have boutique projects or
Like
you sell,
crochet?
you sell clothes, anything, it's a business center. So whatever you have, because you are into this and you are with this beautiful woman, we will support you so that you stand on your feet in anything. Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes. So I think so. Is there any question you want to ask? Or you are cool? Okay.
I think they're overwhelmed.
Yes.
All right.
They're like, who is this?
Yes. My name is George Kwekunti. The Inti in Chi is national, somebody who is a helper, not somebody who is a national asset. So from the onset, I want to see people achieve their goals. That has been my life, and for the next 30 years, we want to ensure that people who have to write books will write. People who have talent like artistic talents, we will help you document them and then turn them into money, because now the world buys anything. They buy anything, even videos. We have a way of selling video. YouTube is there. We have Amazon is also there. There are other channels. I can do something with Google. So you have to tell me what you want to do, and we will be able to help you. So on this day, I decided to present to you a very beautiful citation, because you have done so much. I think
Get up.
okay, everybody should see, and then I would like to read it for you to see. We at George Kwekunti Group LC, Amazon Associates, wish to honor your great influential personality for changing our world through Miss Earth Ghana pageantry.
Wow.
Madam
That's
Evelyn
wonderful.
Saki,
Adisa.
Ghanaians are deeply proud of your
Wow.
contribution.
This
So
is so
you want to
great.
present this to you.